Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
Abraham had quite a number of encounters with God, but in Genesis 18, the 5th time, God came in person as a guest in their home. Abraham's hospitality overflowed as he ordered special food and served the Lord and his 2 angels personally. As they ate, the purpose for their presence came to light. They came to deliver a personal promise to Abraham and also to Sarah this time. He asked for Sarah by name, and of course she was right at the tent flap listening in. He repeated his promise and its time frame to Abraham so she could hear. He said, "I will return to you about this time next year, and your wife Sarah will have a son." Now Sarah, 90-year-old post-menopausal Sarah, knew that this was impossible. She looked at her old wrinkly skin and fingered her long white hair and shook her head, laughing to herself. Her reasoning was logically sound. "I'm old, worn out. It is way too late for babies." But the visitor, proving he was the Lord Almighty, who knew all things, said, "Why did Sarah laugh? Is anything too hard for the Lord?" Then he repeated his promise. Sarah immediately denies laughing. It would have been an immense hospitality faux pas to laugh at a guest. And maybe she suddenly realized this was God talking, and she had laughed at him. Because it says she was afraid, because he knew her heart. But doesn't he always? I love how this promise, originally for Abraham, God now offers to Sarah. Her name had been changed along with her husband's, but both of them needed a little work to believe. Abraham believed and acted on it by circumcising his household. Now the Lord had a personal confrontation with Sarah, making sure she knew that the promise was for her as well. She went from thinking the whole idea was ludicrous to fearing God. The Lord knows what's in your heart too. In Luke 1:45, Elizabeth greets Mary by saying, "Blessed is she who has believed the Lord would fulfill his promises to her." Now God's plan for Mary didn't involve the normal way of doing things, yet she believed. At least Sarah had a husband, one who'd already proved his fertility. It was her own body she was in doubt of. But God, He's in charge of our bodies and how they work. As my dad says, God is the great physician. Other doctors are just practicing. So God, the great physician, came to Sarah and made a house call. He informed her, "Your barrenness is over. You will have a son. Name him for your laughter." Have you had a barren time in your life? If God were to come and say, "That barrenness is over. Get ready for a miracle," how would you react? Would you laugh in disbelief or laugh in relief and joy? How does your faith need to be strengthened? What impossibility would you like to see happen in your life? Have you been praying for it? Have you been asking in faith?
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes on our website, which you can find in the description below. Thank you for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.